Today's video is a very exciting one because I'm going to be unboxing my brand new sewing machine. If you're new here, my name's Rebecca. I love making videos about sewing and knitting, making a handmade wardrobe. If that's of interest to you as well, please do consider subscribing. If you've been here a while, you'll probably know that my primary sewing machine, the one that has been a workhorse for me for several years, has been the Singer Heavy Duty. I believe 4452 is the model number. And the Singer Heavy Duty has served me really well. I've been able to create garments. I made my first quilt with it. It's sewn through lots of denim and canvas. I really like a lot about that machine. However, there are a few things that through heavy use I have found it to be lacking in. And so I've been doing my research for a long time. I've been watching videos, reading product reviews and customer reviews on lots of different machines. And I finally decided which one is going to be a good fit for me and my sewing practice. So, reasons that I wanted to upgrade my machine. While the Singer Heavy Duty is able to sew through denim and canvas, parts of the process were really difficult. I had to do a lot of hand cranking at those thicker areas of fabric, so that's not ideal. Something else about the Singer, let's say you're sewing a seam and you're done, and then you trim your thread and you give yourself, a bit of thread left. That thread tail was never long enough. When I would go to sew the next seam, or even just lower and then raise the needle, it would often unthread the needle, which isn't ideal when you're working on a project. In addition to those two kind of minor but annoyances with that machine, the stitch quality was inconsistent. And I can make it work, but it's a little bit fiddly. I can hand crank in areas, I can make it happen, but the process is definitely not as smooth as I would like it to be as someone who makes the majority of their clothing. So I needed a machine that could keep up, one that felt powerful and smooth and consistent and had features that are really well thought out and that make it easy to use every time. So the machine that I chose is the Juki TL2010Q. When I decided that I wanted to get a Juki TL machine, I actually reached out to Quality Sewing and Vacuum. They are a distributor of Juki machines and they have an affiliate program. So I did pay for this machine myself with my own money, but I was given a discounted price in exchange for sharing content with you about the machine, sharing projects, and featuring the machine. So in the description box below, I'm going to share a link to Quality Sewing and Vacuum. They have a huge variety of sewing machines as well as accessories. So if you're looking to upgrade your current machine, or if you are looking for sewing related accessories, do check out Quality Sewing and Vacuum. They have been great to communicate with, and I definitely recommend their shop. So I'm going to put that link in the description below. To be fully transparent, I will earn a small commission if you do purchase something from their website, so that's a way that you could support my channel as well. And let's go ahead and get into the details of this machine. So I'm going to tell you why I chose it, the features that this machine has that I'm excited about using, and in future videos I'm going to share the process of really putting it to the test. It's a straight stitch only machine. It has a very powerful motor. It can do up to 1500 stitches a minute, which is quite a big jump up from the Singer machine that I was working with before. It has a couple of cool features that the Singer doesn't have.
So here is the Juki TL2010Q. As you can see, it comes with this lovely extension table, which makes moving large amounts of fabric through the machine a lot easier. It also has this really handy knee lever where you can press it to the right with your knee and it will raise the presser foot, which is super convenient when you're working on an area that requires both of your hands to manipulate the fabric. You can easily raise and lower the foot, hands free, which is awesome. There's a small door built into the extension table that allows you to access the sewing machine's bobbin without removing the extension table, which is a really smart design. And the bobbin case is inserted into the machine from the side as opposed to a top-down situation. It's really smart, it's really clean, and I appreciate the little details like this that go into such a well-designed sewing machine. Also, the thread holder is extendable, so this can accommodate very large cones of thread as well as the smaller standard size. And this is probably the coolest foot pedal that I've ever seen. It doesn't require both a power cord and a cord to connect to the machine, which is really nice. And you can actually trim your thread with this pedal as well, and I'll show you that in just a second. The bobbin winds up super easily, and this machine also has an automatic needle threader. So you pull this little lever down, put your thread through the notch, and then let go, and your needle has been threaded. It's super easy to do, and like many of the other details of this machine, just make the sewing process more efficient. And here you can see if you press the bottom of the foot pedal, it trims the thread.
This is a heavy-duty machine, but it's not a fully fledged industrial machine. I did consider getting a Juki industrial machine for a while, but I chose to get a semi-industrial instead because it has a lot of features that the industrial did not. While it is only a straight stitch machine, it does come with different feet that allow you to do free-form quilting, and that's really exciting to me because, as I said, I made my first quilt on the Singer, and I want to make more quilts, but it was very difficult. I did feel like I was fighting that machine quite a bit in order to make my quilt. And going forward, I want to be able to piece my quilt tops, but also do the actual quilting, and this machine can definitely do that. Also, the Juki comes with a large extension table that sits really nice and snug around the body of the machine, and this is really important too for handling large pieces of fabric. So whether you're sewing a quilt or making a coat, there's a lot of fabric that needs to go through the machine, and the extension table just simply makes that easier to do. Also, Juki is kind of the industry standard for garment sewing. So I've mentioned that it comes with quilting feet, and I will be able to do freeform quilting, which is very cool, but it's also the standard machine brand in the world for clothing production. So clothes that you have purchased were probably sewn on a Juki machine. They're powerful, they're consistent, they're fast, and they most definitely can go through lots of layers of denim and canvas and wool. So those being the types of garments that I like to make, it's really important to me to have a strong, fast, consistent, excellent stitch quality consistently. It's only a straight stitch machine. It does one thing and it does it really well. So that's what I'm excited about. I will obviously need to be finishing my seams, so I will still be using my serger. And in addition to that, I will still be using my Singer Heavy Duty specifically for the automatic buttonhole function. That is one thing about the Singer Heavy Duty that it does really well. The automatic buttonhole foot works really well. I've made many a button-up shirt. It consistently, buttonhole after buttonhole, does a really good job. So honestly, I'll probably set up my heavy duty just with the buttonhole foot and have that ready to go whenever I need to do a buttonhole. I am so excited. I'm going to be testing this machine out on projects very soon, and I will definitely share that process with you. I have some denim in my stash, I have some thicker canvas, and I really want to put this machine through its paces. I'm very excited to see what it can do, and I hope that all of the research serves me well and that this can be a really long-term machine for my sewing practice. Thank you guys so much for watching. I would love to know, do you have a Juki machine? Do you have a machine that you love, that you've had for years, that's a real workhorse for you? When I was doing my research, I did reach out to other people on Instagram, and I had a lot of conversations with people about Juki machines, and so far, so good. I have heard only good things, so I'm really excited to share this with you going forward. I hope it really levels up my garment making as well as my quilting. Again, go ahead and check out that link in the description box and check out Quality Sewing and Vacuum. They're a great shop. They're really easy to communicate with if you have any questions about sewing machines. Yeah, like and subscribe. As I said, going forward, I have so many exciting videos planned. I really want to put this machine to the test. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one very soon.